Hey everyone, and welcome back to Becoming Ultimate Masters.
Yeah.
This one's for all you young adults and high school students out there ready to, unlock your potential.
Right.
We are diving deep into the Master Key System by
Yeah.
Charles F. Haanel. It's this
Yeah.
amazing guide to achieving some serious life goals
Yes.
through mental exercises. We'll break it down in a way that's super easy to grasp
Yeah.
and put into practice.
Right.
And hey, why not share this episode with your friends and family? Let's all level up together. Hit
Definitely.
that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future episodes. Now let's get started.
The Master Key System is all about giving you the tools to unlock your potential. But just like any tool, you need to know how to use it right. Haanel emphasizes doing these exercises weekly and truly mastering each step before moving on. Think of it like building a house. Got to have a solid foundation before adding those awesome rooftop.
Okay, so let's talk about the foundation. The first two exercises are all about control. First, over your physical body, then over your thoughts. You'd think that'd be easy,
I
right?
think you'd be surprised. The first exercise is surprisingly challenging for a lot of people. It's about finding a quiet spot, sitting upright, and just being still for 15 to 30 minutes. No phone, no fidgeting, just pure stillness. Try it out and you'll likely discover that. It's harder than it seems.
Wow, just sitting still. That sounds way harder than I thought. Why is that such a big deal?
That's the point. It makes you aware of how restless our bodies and minds actually are. We're constantly bombarded with stimuli and distractions. And this exercise forces us to confront that. And once you become aware of that physical restlessness, you'll be amazed at how much mental restlessness is going on, too.
So it's like shining a spotlight on all the mental clutter that we usually ignore.
Exactly. It helps us recognize how many thoughts are constantly vying for our attention. Worries, fears, doubts, all those things that can hold us back. But by gaining control over those thoughts, we start clearing the way for the thoughts that truly matter.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we're starting to gain some control, but what comes next?
Well, parts 3 and 4 of the Master Key System take us deeper into the power of relaxation. It's about consciously letting go of tension, both physically and mentally.
Hold on, doesn't everyone relax? What's so special about consciously letting go of tension?
It's more than just zoning out in front of the TV. It's about actively releasing the tension in your muscles and nerves. You might not even realize how much tension you're carrying until you make a conscious effort to let it go.
I can definitely relate to that. I've noticed that when I'm stressed, my shoulders are practically up to my ears. But how does releasing tension actually help us unlock our potential?
Think about it. When you're tense, your mind is tense too. It's like trying to solve a math problem while someone's shouting in your ear. Tension blocks clear thinking creativity and that free flow of ideas. It can even drain your energy and make you feel exhausted.
So by relaxing our bodies, we're also giving our minds a much-needed break.
Exactly. And when our minds are relaxed and clear, we're much better equipped to focus on our goals, solve problems, and come up with creative solutions.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So we're physical and mentally relaxed. What happens next?
Part 4 of the Master Key System shifts the focus to mental relaxation, specifically letting go of negative emotions like anger, worry, and fear.
That sounds great in theory, but how do you just let go of those feelings? They can be so powerful.
It definitely takes practice,
Mm-hmm.
but the key is recognizing that we have a choice. We don't have to be controlled by our emotions. We can choose to observe them without judgment, and then consciously shift our focus to something more positive.
So instead of getting swept away by a wave of anxiety, we can choose to ride it out and eventually find calmer waters. I like that analogy.
Exactly. It's about reclaiming our power, choosing peace and clarity instead of letting negativity run the show.
This is awesome. The Master Key System really emphasizes that we have more control over our minds and emotions than we realize, but it doesn't stop at thoughts and emotions, does it? There's more to unlocking our potential, right?
Oh, there's so much more. And this is where the power of visualization comes in. Starting in part 5, Haanel introduces this amazing idea that we can actually use our imaginations to manifest our desires.
Okay, now this sounds really intriguing. I've heard about visualization before, but I'm not sure how it actually works.
It's like planting a seed in your mind and then nurturing it with your imagination. The more you focus on that seed, the more likely it is to grow and blossom into reality. In part 5, the exercise involves picturing a place with positive associations. Maybe it's a peaceful beach, a cozy cabin in the woods, or even just a room where you feel completely at peace. The key is to create a detailed mental image, engaging all your senses. And as you do that, you're actually bringing those positive feelings into your present moment.
So it's not just about daydreaming. It's about actively creating a mental blueprint for what we want to experience.
Exactly. And the more vivid and detailed that blueprint is, the more powerful the effect. But part 7 takes visualization a step further, challenging us to visualize a friend.
Visualize a friend. How does that work?
Haanel suggests imagining their face, hearing their voice, even having a whole conversation with them. It's about strengthening your ability to create vivid mental images and bringing your thoughts to life in your mind's eye.
Wow, that's incredible. It's like becoming a mental movie director, creating our own reality shows in our minds.
Yeah.
But how does all this visualization actually help us unlock our potential? What's the point of creating these mental images?
That's a great question. And the answer lies in the next two parts of the master key system, where we start to develop a deeper level of insight and perception. Parts 8 and 9 of the master key system encourage us to look beyond the surface of things like becoming mental detectives. In part 8, Haanel uses a smartphone as an example. He challenges us to trace it back to its origin.
Reverse engineer a smartphone. I wouldn't even know where to begin.
It's about thinking about everything that went into creating it. You've got the sleek design, the touch screen, all the apps we use every day. But behind that, there are complex circuits, rare earth minerals mined, from the earth engineers who designed the hardware and software factory workers who assembled it, and even the delivery drivers who brought it to your doorstep.
Wow. I never thought about it that way. It's like this one little device represents a whole network of people, resources, and ingenuity.
Exactly. And that's the point of the exercise. It helps us see beyond the obvious and appreciate the interconnectedness of everything.
So it's about understanding that even the simplest things are actually incredibly complex and interconnected. But how does that relate to unlocking our potential?
By recognizing the intricate web of creation, we tap into the creative power within ourselves. We realize that we, too, are part of this interconnected web and that we have the potential to create amazing things.
So it's about shifting our perspective from being passive consumers to active creators.
Exactly. We can transform our thoughts and desires into tangible realities. It's pretty inspiring when you think about it.
I'm starting to see how all these exercises build upon each other. We're gaining control over our minds and bodies, learning to relax, harnessing the power of visualization, and now we're developing a deeper understanding of how things work.
Yeah.
This is awesome. But how do we actually apply all this knowledge to achieve our goals?
That's where the next few parts of the Master Key system come in. Parts 10 through 12 are all about taking action, connecting to something bigger than ourselves, and putting the law of attraction into practice.
Okay, I'm ready to dive into the law of attraction. I've heard a lot about it, but I'm not sure I fully understand how it works.
It's not just about wishing for things and poof, they appear. It's about aligning your thoughts, beliefs, and actions with what you want to experience. Part 10 emphasizes that understanding the law of attraction isn't enough. We have to consciously apply it.
So it's like having a roadmap. You can study it all you want, but if you don't start driving, you'll never reach your destination.
Precisely. And to help develop that focused concentration needed to stay on track, Haanel introduces a visualization exercise where you create geometric shapes in your mind.
Geometric shapes. That sounds a little abstract. How does that help us achieve our goals?
It's about training your mind to focus and hold a clear mental image. Start with a square, then visualize a circle within the square, then a point in the center of the circle, and finally a cone extending from that point. As you create each shape, visualize it in different colors.
I can see how that would require some serious concentration.
It is. But the more you practice, the easier it becomes to focus on anything, your goals, your dreams, even complex problems you might be facing. You're essentially building mental muscle.
Okay, so we're building mental muscle and taking action. What role does faith play in all of this?
Part 11 highlights the importance of faith, reminding us that it's not just a belief, it's a force that can actually bring things into being. Haanel uses a powerful quote from the Bible. "Whatsoever things ye desire, when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you shall have them."
That's a bold statement.
Yeah.
So if we truly believe that we can achieve something, if we have unshakable faith in ourselves and the power of the universe, we open ourselves up to receiving those desires.
Exactly. It's about understanding that our thoughts and beliefs have the power to shape our reality. If we constantly focus on lack, doubt, and fear, we're likely to attract those experiences. But if we cultivate faith, believe in our potential, and focus on what we want, we create a magnetic field that attracts those things into our lives.
It's like choosing to tune our mental radio station to a frequency of abundance and positivity instead of negativity and lack.
I love that analogy. And to further enhance that connection, Part 12 encourages us to recognize our unity with something greater than ourselves. Whether you call it the universe higher power or source energy, the idea is that we are not separate from this creative force.
So we're like individual waves in a vast ocean connected to a much larger and more powerful force.
Exactly. And by recognizing that connection, we tap into a limitless source of strength, wisdom, and potential. It's about realizing that we are not alone in our journey and that we have access to a power that can help us overcome any obstacle and achieve any goal.
This is mind-blowing. The Master Key system is really reframing my whole perspective on what's possible. But with all this talk about connecting to a higher power, does this philosophy require a specific religious belief?
Not necessarily. While Haanel uses quotes from the Bible, the principles he outlines can be applied regardless of your religious beliefs or spiritual background. It's more about recognizing that there is a power greater than ourselves, and that by aligning with that power, we can unlock our full potential.
That's reassuring. So it's not about subscribing to a particular dogma or religious doctrine. It's about cultivating a sense of connection and tapping into that universal energy that flows through all of us.
Exactly. It's about aligning with the greater purpose and recognizing that we are all part of something much bigger and more magnificent than we can even imagine.
This is incredible. The Master Key system is really challenging me to think differently about myself and my place in the world. It's like a whole new operating system for my mind. But there's still so much more to explore, right? What comes next on this journey of self-discovery?
Well, parts 13 through 16 of the Master Key system kind of delve deeper into those ideas of harmony, insight and understanding the true substance of things.
Right.
Haanel emphasizes that. Just reading about these concepts isn't enough.
Right.
We have to actively practice them in our daily lives.
So it's like learning to play a musical instrument. You can study the music theory, but you won't make beautiful music until you actually pick up the instrument and practice.
Exactly. And when it comes to harmony, it's about creating alignment between our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. It's about living in a way that feels authentic and true to ourselves.
Makes sense. So harmony isn't just some abstract concept. It's about creating a sense of inner peace and living in a way that feels aligned with our values.
Absolutely. And when we live in harmony with ourselves and the world around us, we naturally attract more positive experiences into our lives.
I like that. So we're practicing harmony. What about insight? How do we cultivate that?
Part 15 focuses on the importance of insight, reminding us that knowledge is only valuable when we apply it. Haanel challenges us to create a plan for using the principles we're learning and take those concrete steps towards achieving our goals.
So it's about bridging the gap between theory and practice. It's not enough to just understand these principles. We have to actually put them to work in our lives.
Exactly. It's like having a toolbox full of amazing tools. They're only useful if you take them out and use them to build something incredible.
That's a great analogy. But sometimes it feels like we're bombarded with messages about success being tied to material possessions. How does the Master Key system address that?
Part 16 offers a powerful counterpoint to that materialistic perspective. It emphasizes that true happiness and harmony are states of consciousness, not dependent on external things like money or possessions.
So true. It's about cultivating a sense of inner peace and contentment that isn't swayed by external circumstances. But that can be challenging in a world that often equates happiness with having more stuff.
It is. But that's where the power of our minds comes in. We can choose to focus on what truly matters, our relationships, our passions, our contributions to the world. And when we shift our focus from material possessions to those deeper values, we naturally experience greater fulfillment and happiness.
This is so inspiring. The Master Key system really offers a different perspective on success. It's not about chasing external validation or accumulating wealth. It's about unlocking our inner potential and living a life of purpose and meaning.
Exactly. And the beautiful thing is, everyone has that potential within them. It's about discovering our unique gifts and talents and using them to make a positive impact on the world.
I love that. But let's be real. There will be days when we struggle to stay positive and motivated. What advice does the Master Key system offer for those inevitable challenging moments?
Parts 17 through 24 offer guidings for navigating those challenges. Haanel emphasizes the power of concentration and understanding the power of the subconscious mind. He reminds us that just as we nourish our bodies with food, we need to nourish our minds with positive thoughts and inspiring ideas.
So it's about being mindful of the mental input we're consuming Just like we try to eat healthy foods
Yeah.
to fuel our bodies, we need to feed our minds with positive and uplifting content.
Exactly. It's about being selective about the books we read, the shows we watch, the people we surround ourselves with. All of these things influence our thoughts and beliefs, which ultimately shape our reality.
That makes a lot of sense. We have more control over our mental and emotional states than we realize, and the Master Key system gives us practical tools for taking charge of our thoughts and aligning them with our goals and aspirations.
Exactly. And the journey doesn't end. With simply understanding these principles, the real magic happens. When we put them into practice in our daily lives, it's about experimenting, being patient with ourselves, and trusting the process.
This has been an incredible deep dive into the Master Key system. I feel like I've gained so many valuable insights and practical tools to unlock my own potential. But I know I've only scratched the surface. There's so much to explore and apply.
I agree. The Master Key system is a treasure trove of wisdom that can continue to unfold and reveal new layers of meaning as we grow and evolve. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. There are countless resources available to support you: books, podcasts, online communities, and of course, we're here to help too.
Speaking of resources, be sure to check out our website at www.ultimatemasters.org coaching or WhatsApp us at +256-771-324-119. For more information and personalized guidance, we're here to support you every step of the way.
Absolutely. And before we wrap up, let's take a moment to think about who you can share this episode with. Who in your life might benefit from this message of empowerment and self-discovery?
That's a great point. Imagine the ripple effect we can create by spreading this wisdom and inspiring others to unlock their own potential.
Exactly. So go out there, share this episode, start conversations, and let's create a world where everyone has the opportunity to become the ultimate master of their own destiny.
On that note, thank you so much for joining us on this incredible deep dive into the Master Key system. We hope you've gained valuable insights and practical tools to unlock your own potential. And remember, keep practicing, keep believing, and keep reaching for those stars.
And be sure to check back daily for new episodes of the Becoming Ultimate Masters podcast. Until next time, keep shining your light.
See you soon.